And welcome back to STSPN.com. Steve Willits from Meridian Fields in Shoreline, Washington. We head to the second inning where Shoreline leads Skagit Valley 3-1. I'm not sure what we've got going on here as there's a break in the action as Crampert might have hurt herself a little bit there on that last pitch. Then, no, actually I don't think Crampert is hurt. I think it might be a mound issue right now as the umpires are out there looking at the mound. Assessing the situation. Deemed good enough to play. Now we're ready to go. As Casey Luna, the pitcher for Skagit Valley, is now the batter here in the top half of the inning. She is looking at a 1-0 count already. Not exactly sure what was going on out there, but whatever it was, the umpires and both coaches decided it was resolved enough to play, and Crampert back in the circle pitching. Throws that one high, ball two. 2-0 is the count. Nothing but blue skies here. However, the wind is picking up. As Crampert throws another ball, ball three, 3-0. Again, this is the first game of a doubleheader today. There's two teams scheduled to play game number 2 at 3 o'clock. However, if this game goes long, I would imagine we'd get a slight delay. Safe on the play is Luna as she legs out an infield single. The ball was hit over to Foster. Foster not able to pick it up in time as it was a slow roller out to second base. And that will bring up Rosie Reyes, the right fielder, wearing the number 3 and batting left-handed for Skagit Valley. Crampert winds and throws. A little bit high, but Reyes hits it anyway. Nice catch over by the third baseline as Rabin steps up and easily puts that one away. Fakes the throw over to first, where Luna quickly gets back. And we'll bring up Abby Gu, the left fielder, with her first at bat of the day. Gu takes the first pitch on the outside corner, strike one. 1-0 is the count. We'll be able to get you some stats here in a little bit as we just starting to get underway here in our broadcast. Understand we were not live on the air for the first inning. This game will be posted at STSPN.com later on, and anybody will be able to go back and watch the game in its entirety. 0-2 count to Abby Gu. Gu awaits the pitch. High, ball one, 1-2. Penny Crampert, the right-hander, ready to pitch. Here it comes. Gu hits that one off the edge of her bat into left field. Easy can of corn out there to Roberts, who makes the catch in left field. 2 away as Luna still stranded over on first base where she's been for the last couple of batters. And that takes us back to the top of the order where Maiwa is up to bat. Maiwa grounding out to short to start this game off and back in the first inning. One 1-0 count. Crampert winds, and here comes the pitch. A little bit low outside on the play. Luna heading down to second base, slides in as the ball gets away from Foster at second base. Wisely backing up the play. His center fielder, Sarah Cassell, gets the ball back in and Into second with the stolen base is Luna. Two-0 count, 2 outs here in the top of the second. And lining it sharply into right center field all the way to the fence is Maya with an RBI double as Luna comes in to score. Maya easily standing up over at second base, making this a 3-2 ball game now. Shoreline continuing to lead. However, that lead just got cut in half on that one hit. Kendra Holmes back up to the plate. She grounded out to second in her only at bat. This time she grounds to short. Jackson makes the throw across the diamond to Hannah's and puts the inning away, but not before. Skagit Valley comes up with one more run here in the top of the second. We head to the bottom half of the inning. Shoreline 3, Skagit Valley 2. You're watching STSPN.com. And welcome back to STSPN.com. Steve Willits bringing you live action here from Meridian Fields in Shoreline. We're the home team. The Shoreline Dolphins now up to bat in the second inning, and they have a 3-2 lead thanks to 3 runs in the first inning. Skagit Valley getting 1 run in each of their at-bats thus far. Amanda Aversano from Mount Lake Terrace High School up at the plate. Tries to bunt that one. Strike 2. 0-2 is the count. Jillian Rabin on deck. Rabin batting 9th today. It's worth mentioning again as Aversano takes a ball 1-2. It is sophomore day here at Shoreline. Jillian Rabin, the only player that we know as of right now will not be back next year. Everybody on the Shoreline team is eligible to play 1 more year. They've only played 1 season as Aversano lines that one right up the middle, base hit. She gets a single. That brings Rabin up. Rabin, first-year player, but has been at school here for 2 years now, and is heading off to the University of Washington next year, so they honored her before the game. Gave her some balloons among other things and honored her in front of the crowd here as Rabin fouls that one off. Shoreline team that's really come alive lately. With only a loss of 1 player this year and then 12 new recruits coming in next year already. This is a program that will not be in the playoffs this year. However, they are positioning themselves nicely to get things going and make a run next season. 1-1 count. Inside ball 2. Rabin pulling the bat back very quickly to avoid taking a strike. Rabin bunts that one over to third base. Picking it up and trying to bounce it across the diamond was Maiwa. She throws it to Gardner. Bounces in front of her. Gardner not able to scoop it up. And Rabin ends up on first. Will give an error to the third baseman on that play. Aversano on the play, advancing to second base. So 2 on, nobody out. And Sarah Cassell up again. She singled back in the first inning. Ended up on second on a fielder's choice and then scored on a Hannah Beischit. Cassell grounds that one out to the pitcher and not able to get the ball over in time as Luna. The ball heads into right field. Aversano coming in to score, making it a 4-2 ball game. Rabin ends up on third. Castle on the error ends up on second. And that unforced error might just be the result of just a very speedy hitter, as Luna not able to take any time on that throw. She had to rush it, knowing that she was trying to get maybe the fastest player in the state of Washington out on the play, and to no avail. She threw it right by her first baseman into right field. So one already in here in the second inning, making it a 4-2 game. 2 runners on, nobody out. Emily Jackson at the plate. Jackson singled back in the first and later came around to score. She ended up scoring on an error out in left field when Crampert hit that ball high up into the air and Abby Gu was not able to pick it up into the sunshine. 2-0 count to Emily Jackson. Outside corner, strike one. 2-1. Jackson stands in, tries to lay down the bunt and does it beautifully, about 15 feet down the first baseline. Everybody is safe. Emily Jackson with a gorgeous RBI bunt. Rabin comes in to score on the play. Castle heads down to third. Runners on the corners now with nobody out, and that's going to bring up Brandy Hannes. As Shoreline getting into the meat of the lineup here. Now the 3, 4, and 5 hitters are up next. That's Hannes, Beisch, and Foster. And Skagit Valley decides they need to have a little meeting at the mound. While they do that, we're going to tune down for just a second. Once again, you're watching STSPN.com. And we are back again on STSPN.com. Steve Willits bringing you the action. Josh Elvick running the equipment for us right now. And being aided by Annika. Todd Elvick's around here somewhere, running back and forth between fields as he's setting up to broadcast both games today. And it is a doubleheader on both the softball and the adjacent baseball field directly behind us. 1-1 count to Brandy Hannes. Hannes got on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Grounded a ball to shortstop, who went over to third for the force out. Strike 2, and on the play, Jackson heads on down to second base. Holloman, the catcher, very wisely decides not to make the throw over there, as she has Cassell over on third. Any throw down to second would have easily scored Cassell. High ball 2, 2-2. First base is open. Runners on second and third. Already one. Make that 2 in here in the inning. 5-2. Shoreline in the lead, and Hannes someone over to third base. Making the play at the plate is Maiwa, throwing it to Holloman. Holloman putting the tag on Castle. Castle is out. So we now have one out. Runners on first and second as Jackson was not able to advance on that play. She held put. So Jackson on second. Hannes on first. Brings up Hannah Beisch with the 0-1 count. Low ball one. 1-1 to Beisch. Oh, and thrown out. Did not even see that. Emily Jackson got a little bit of a lead off. They threw her out at third base. She gets picked off. Actually picked off trying to steal third. Beisch grounds that one over to third base. Not able to field it as Maiwa. Throws it across, but not in time. Give Beisch an infield single on the play. Hannah's heading down to second. So 2 on, 2 out, 2 in the second inning. A lot of twos there. And this is going to bring up Chelsea Foster. Foster drills that one fair down the third base line. Gu doing a very nice job of picking that up quickly. On the play, Hannes advances to third. Beisch goes down to second. Foster with a sharp single right over the third base plate. Base is loaded. That brings up Brittany Crampert. Crampert fouls that one off. Crampert on the season. It's 3 home runs. Going along with 19 RBI. Batting .278, and she would love nothing more than to get a hold of one right here. Ball one, 1-1 is the count. Luna looking in. She winds and throws. Ball is drilled into left field. Base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes another. 7-2 Shoreline. A 2-run single for Brittany Crampert. And Shoreline now extending their lead. Hannes and Beisch both coming in to score on the play. On the play, Foster goes to second base. Maddie Roberts. No, I was going to say grounds out to first. The throw was just a little bit slow, and Roberts hustling on down the line with the infield single. Crampert heads down to second on the play. Foster ends up on third. Bases are loaded once again. And Amanda Aversano, who led off this inning with a single and later came in to score, she's up one more time. Got another conference here at the mound. Coach coming out to dispute the play. Trying to listen in here as the 2 umpires are talking to one another. I'm not sure if... Oh, they confirm with each other. The runner is in fact safe. Luna will stay on the mound to pitch. And with 4 runners already in here in the inning, and 3 more on base, Aversano looking to do more damage. That pitch is really high. Ball 1, 1-0. Luna with the next pitch. This one is low, gets past the catcher. Easily coming in to score is Chelsea Foster. Now we've got an 8-2 game here. Shoreline opening it up a bit. Everybody advances on that play as Crampert goes down to third. Roberts down to second. The open base over at first. Ball once again bouncing into the plate. This time Holloman able to get her body in front of it. 3-0 count to Amanda Aversano as she looks to get on base for potentially the second time this inning. Taking that one all the way. Strike. Luna fires that one right down the middle. making Eli Smith's job very easy to call on that play. Aversano, this one's spinning though. However, able to make the catch is Foster. And we've finally come to the end of the second inning. 4 runs coming across the plate for Shoreline. They leave on 2. We head to the third. Actually, 5 runs came in that inning. We head to the third. Shoreline 8, Skagit Valley 2. You're watching STSPN.com. And we are back again for the third inning of play. Shoreline 8, Skagit Valley 2. SV looking to do some damage here in the third inning. They need to get something going. They trail by 6. And Rachel McKean, the right fielder, leading it off against Brittany Crampert. Ball was just a bit inside, ball 1. 1-0. Keenan singled and scored in the first inning. Takes that one for a ball. Ball 2, 2-0. Strike over the outside corner, 2-1. McKean. 5'3" sophomore from Hawaii. Good eye on that pitch. Ball 3, 3-1 is the count. Kapolei, Hawaii at that, if we're pronouncing that correctly. Long ways from Skagit Valley. And she's going to head on down to first base with a walk. First walk of the game for Crampert. Puts the lead runner on, and that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, number 11, Chloe Gardner. Gardner, who singled back in the first inning. Up for her second at bat of the day. Crampert, the line. 6, 4, 3, double play. Nicely done as Jackson fields the ball cleanly, flips it to Foster, who throws it on over to Hannes. Double play, 2 out, nobody on. That will bring up Kelsey Goodwin. So 2 out here in the third inning. Goodwin, who's the designated player, had an RBI single back in the first inning. Takes that pitch for a strike. Goodwin, 5'5" sophomore from Snohomish. Hits that one over to first. Easy play for Hannes. Steps on the base. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the third. We head to the bottom half. Shoreline 8, Skagit Valley 2. You're watching STSPN.com. And welcome back to STSPN.com. We head to the bottom of the third, and it appears as though we have a pitching change. So we're listening to the umpire report this right now. Not able to hear him from here, but it appears as though Chloe Gardner, who was the first baseman for the first 2 innings, is now moving over to pitch. And then Kelsey Goodwin, who was the designated player, designated hitter essentially, who was not playing in the field earlier, she has now moved to first. And unless we're missing something, I do not believe that Luna is in the field anymore. We'll see if she stays into the game at all as a hitter, as she was hitting earlier for. I would imagine she's still hitting, and Lexi Holloman, who's behind the plate, is the flex player today who is not batting. We'll see if any of that changes. 2 quick strikes to Julian Rabin. Rabin, who reached base on an error back in the second inning of play. Now looking at an 0-2 count. Fouls that one high off the fence. 0-2. Looking at the stats on the season for Gardner. Of course, as soon as we say that, the wind picks up, as wreaks havoc with us. Gardner's only started 2 games this year. She primarily comes in relief. Has pitched 25 1/3 innings before today. ERA of 12.43. Luna came into the game with an ERA of 8.62. See if Gardner can change her luck a bit. 2-2 count to Rabin. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And already Gardner able to match Luna's strikeout total for the game. Both with 1 now on the day. So 1 away. That will bring up Sarah Cassell. Sarah with a single back in the first inning. Reached base in the second inning on an error, which could have almost been an infield hit with her speed. It was a play in which Luna fired it past the first baseman into right field. So Cassell has been on twice already. Wind really picks up now. Cassell with a bunt, headed towards third base, and there's no way they're going to get her out when she can lay down a bunt like that. She is just way too fast. Cassell over on first base with the infield single. So 1 out, 1 on. That brings up the shortstop, Emily Jackson. Jackson, who has singled twice today. Came around to score 1 time, was caught stealing another, and there goes Castle right there with the easy stolen base. And officially we have her at 38 for the year now. Again, she leads all of NWAC. All 28 teams, nobody in the conference with more stolen bases this year than her. And at last check, she, coming into the day, had a 7 stolen base lead on the player with the 2nd most steals within the conference. She is fast. Threatens to go there on that play, and they're very well aware of what she's up to now as Holloman quickly jumping up as she catches that ball to make sure that Cassell not going anywhere. 3-0 count. Strike 1 as Jackson was taking that one all the way. Comes the next pitch. Hits that one over to third. Nice put out as Maiwa fakes Cassell back to the base and then throws it across the diamond over to Goodwin, where she gets the put out. First time that Jackson has not gone on base today. It's going to bring up Brandy Hannes. Hannes has reached base twice on fielder's choices today. Grounded out to shortstop back in the first inning when there were runners on first and second, and the shortstop Foster was able to make the play over at third base. She then grounded out to third in the second inning. A play in which Maiwa threw home to get the lead runner, which was Cassell. Hannes ended up coming around to score during that inning. Now she's up again, 1-1 count. Lines that one into center field, right center to be precise, into the gap, all the way to the fence. Hannah's thought about trying to go all the way to second base, but she holds up at first. And on the play, Cassell able to come in to score, so give Hannah's another RBI. Cassell scores for the first time today. RBI single for Hannah's, makes it a 9-2 ball game. That's going to bring up Hannah Beisch. Courtesy runner coming in right now is Hannah's heads over to the bench. That will bring in Hannah Mulhan. Mulhan, 5'3" outfielder from Nathan Hale High School. Comes in to run. Hannah's from Ellensburg. Always interesting to look at some of the hometowns of some of these players. They're not necessarily from right down the street here, that's for sure. I mentioned it before, Mount Lake Terrace with 3 players on this team for Shoreline. Everybody else kind of spread out a little bit. Crampert, the pitcher from Priest River, Idaho. It looks as though she's the only player from out of state on the Shoreline roster. Beisch fouls that one off. 0-2 count. Chelsea Foster awaiting in the on-deck circle. Beisch, we mentioned earlier, 2 home runs in the doubleheader yesterday. Fouls that one off. 0-2 count. Beisch back in the box. She's ready to go. Here comes Gardner's pitch. It's a high riser. On the play, Mulhan heading down to second base with a stolen base. Slides in, ball gets away and into the outfield. However, McKean backing it up quickly. There's a ball on the pitch to Beisch, so she now has a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Fouls that one off right towards her team's dugout. Hitting the fence right above the opening. More of a check swing, just keeping it alive. Beisch gets that one off the edge of the bat. It goes right back to Gardner. Gardner throws her out. And we've come to the end of the 3rd inning. Shoreline able to pick up one more here in the bottom half. Going to the 4th, Shoreline 9, Skagit Valley 2. You're watching STSPN.com. And welcome back to the 4th inning. Here we go. Shoreline holding a 9-2 lead over at Skagit Valley. Just got a report from the baseball game happening behind us. It's a doubleheader taking place between Shoreline and Edmonds. Edmonds first place in the division, and Shoreline right now with a 1-0 lead. I believe it is in the 4th inning. And doubleheaders in college baseball, at least at this level. First game will be a 7-inning game, followed by the second game, which is 9 innings. Here in the softball field, 7-inning games both, unless we get the 10-run rule after the 5th inning. And that's one way to avoid a 10-run rule, is to jack one in to the gap in center field and lead off an inning with a double, and that's exactly what happens there for Skagit Valley, as Bailey Foster getting a nice piece of that one. It's just a little bit out of the reach of Cassell over in center. Went all the way up against the fence. Foster had to slide at the very end of the play. Didn't think it was going to be that close at first, but she ends up at second base to lead off the inning. She's now 1 for 2 on the day, and that's going to bring up Casey Luna. Luna, who started this game off as the pitcher for the first 2 innings. And apparently now is designated player. She's batting. Did not see her in the field in that last inning. She's looking at a 1-0 count. Luna, graduate of Linden Christian High School up north. 2-0 count now. Brittany Crampert. She's pitching a gem of a game so far. Luna slaps that one down the third baseline, foul. 2-1 count. Crampert, who does most of the pitching for this team. Jillian Rabin, the only other pitcher that's pitched so far this year. Crampert with 65 innings, Rabin with 25. Speaking of Rabin, the ball's hit over to her at third. Makes the put out, 1 away. It's going to bring up right fielder Rosie Reyes. Reyes, who also popped out to third back in the second inning, stepping to the plate. Reyes, a sophomore from Mount Vernon, takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Abby Gu on deck. Reyes lines that one right up the middle, base hit into center field. Cassell fielding that one and getting it back into the infield quickly. Forces Foster to hold over at third as she advances from second base. Reyes with the single ends up on first. Runners at the corner. Gu now coming up for her second at bat. She flew out to left back in the first inning. Very interesting scenario here in which Gu is batting ninth, and she's second on the team in batting average. Crampert throws that one into center field. They were trying to get the runner out at second. Everybody is safe as Foster comes in to score. Gu was going to get the RBI in that one regardless. On the play, Reyes slides in safely to second base. Gu now over on first. Fouling that one off is number 23, Aya Maiwa. Maiwa 1 for 2 on the day so far. Grounded out to short back in the first and had a double in the second. Have a little conference at the mound here as Crampert is out there talking with Beisch, Hannes, and Rabin. Sure if they were discussing a little strategy as they've got 2 runners on the base paths right now. Maiwa, the leadoff hitter, so you know she's got some speed. Takes that one outside, ball 1, 1-1. You've got to think if you are Shoreline, you've got a 6-run lead already. If you get the chance with force outs at both third and second, you would probably take those before you'd go to first. unless that ball is hit directly down the first base line. 2-1 count right now. Crampert is ready to go once again. Ball's chopped right at first. Hannah's trying to get her glove on it, but it was just to the left of her and foul. Gives us a 2-2 count. Crampert adjusting the ball, getting it to where she wants it, and here comes the hit into right field. Making the easy catch is Aversano, gets that one back in. First put out Aversano's had today is hasn't gotten much action down there so far. It's 2 away. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Kendra Holmes. Holmes 0 for 2 on the day so far. She's grounded out to both second and short. Fouls that one off down the first base line, 0-1. Holmes, a freshman from Meridian. Ball is high, ball one, 1-1. Maiwa, by the way, is a player from Japan. The ball is fouled off, 1-2 count. Start to look down the Skagit Valley roster. That's definitely something that catches your eye. You notice quite a few players locally here, a couple Linden Christian players, a Burlington, Edison, Blaine, Mount Vernon, and then all of a sudden you get to Maiwa, and not only is she not from the state, but not even from the country. She's come a ways here to play softball for the Skagit Valley team. Hannes makes the catch right up against the fence, and fouling out is Holmes. We've come to the end of the top of the 4th inning. Skagit Valley able to get 1 run in the top half. We head to the bottom. It is 9-3 Shoreline. You're watching STSPN. And welcome back to Meridian Fields in Shoreline. Chelsea Foster starting off the bottom half of the 4th inning for the Dolphins of Shoreline. They lead 9-3 here in the first game of a doubleheader against Skagit Valley. 0-1 count to Foster. In the turf, 1-1. Foster, who reached base on a fielder's choice back in the first inning and later came around to score. Singled in the second and ended up scoring also. Hits that one very deep, but foul. Cleared the fence there down the left field line. 1-2 count. Two and two. Foster from South Kitsap High School in Port Orchard. Awaits the Gardner pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3, and for the second consecutive inning, Gardner retiring the first batter via strikeout. her second strikeout of the game since starting off the third inning as the pitcher. If you're just tuning in, Casey Luna was the starting pitcher today for Skagit Valley. Gave up 8 runs through 2 innings, and then Gardner came in and started pitching. He's only given up the 1 run thus far in 1 1/3. High ball 2. 2-0 is the count to Brittany Crampert. Gardner winds and throws right down the middle, strike 1. Crampert leading the Dolphins with 3 home runs this year. Swings and misses at that one, strike 2. Also leads the team in strikeouts, so this could be feast or famine. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Gardner. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Gardner with their second strikeout of the inning. It's going to bring up Maddie Roberts. Roberts struck out back in the first and then singled in the second. Roberts from Coopville. "5'1" infielder. Takes that pitch high, ball 2, 2-0. Amanda Aversano awaits on deck. Ball 3, 3-0. Roberts, who's listed at 5'1", definitely at that height can create problems for a pitcher in terms of a strike zone, a much smaller strike zone. And as soon as I say that, of course, she walks on a low pitch, so it wouldn't have mattered either way. She heads on down to first base. It's the second time she's been on this game. And Aversano, who had 2 at-bats back in the second inning, coming up for her 3rd time in the game with 2 outs here in the 4th. Shows bunt, takes the strike, strike 1. Roberts over on first. Aversano at the plate. Rabin in the on-deck circle. Aversano lines that one into left field, right at Abby Gu. Gu makes the catch, puts it away, and we've come to the end of the bottom of the 4th. 1 runner left on, nobody in. 9-3 Shoreline heading to the 5th. You're watching STSPN.com. And here we go to the top of the 5th inning. Rachel McKean to lead off for Skagit Valley, and she lines one right at Jillian Rabin, who makes the easy catch. One away. And that will bring up the pitcher, number 11, Chloe Gardner. Gardner, who singled in the first, grounded into a double play back in the third. Takes that first pitch high, ball one. Gardner, we mentioned it earlier, coming into this game with an ERA around 12, and she is not pitching like it at all right now. She has had a very nice first 2 innings as she came in relief to start off the third. It's only given up 1 run over 2 innings so far. Struck out 2 that last inning. 2-0 count now. Crampert winds. Nice eye by Gardner. Ball 3, 3-0. Gardner, a freshman from Nooksack Valley. Takes the strike. 3-1 count. Gardner leading this team in batting average as well. She's batting .469 coming into the game. Hits that one into right field and deep. Heading back on the ball, looking up, and it is gone. Chloe Gardner with her 3rd home run of the game. A solo shot. Cutting the Shoreline lead to 9-4. And Gardner's teammates coming out to greet her. And the Cardinals picking up a run here with one over the fence in right field. Nice job by Gardner. She appears to be much more in her zone now that she's pitching. She's having a better game both in the field and at the plate. More than making up for her double play hit in the 3rd inning. She parks that one over the fence. Kelsey Goodwin drills one to right field now too. Aversano going back on the ball. Hits it off the fence. Goodwin heading to second base. The throw not in time as it gets away from everybody, and Rabin has to track it down. However, Goodwin's going to stay at second with the double. So the number 4 and 5 hitters in the lineup, Gardner and Goodwin, both hitting the ball very nicely here this inning. And we're going to have a little conference on the mound. It's Carly Merlich, the assistant coach, heading out to talk to both Crampert and the rest of her team. Again, they've got to be feeling fairly good about things. Crampert pitching a nice game here so far. Only giving up the 4 runs as we're now in the 5th inning. Merlich now heading back over to the dugout. Ben Rendell, the manager, also over there. I mentioned earlier, both have to be happy with the way this team has been playing as of late. This is a Shoreline team that got off to a very slow start this year before putting together 4 straight wins over the last couple weeks before losing a doubleheader against Douglas. Douglas, team that's in first place in the division, so certainly no shame there in losing to them. We're finally ready to go again as Eli Smith, home plate umpire, gets back into his spot right behind catcher Hannah Beisch. Bailey Foster, the shortstop, back up at the plate. Foster doubled in her last at bat. She lines that one right at third base where Jillian Rabin sticks up the glove and makes the catch. She had to be on her toes on that one as that ball came at her quickly. Snags that one, puts it away. It's the second put out she's had this inning. Goodwin not able to get a lead, so she stays on second base. It's going to bring up Casey Luna. Luna 1 for 2 on the day. She singled back in the second inning. Also was out at third. And Crampert picks up the bunt right back to her and throws it over the head of Hannah's. Coming in to score is Goodwin, making it a 9-5 ball game. Luna heading down to second on the play. She reaches first on an error and then takes second when the ball goes over the head of Hannes. 2 runners in now here in the 5th inning, making it a 9-5 ball game. And Rosie Reyes looking to keep things going here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs. She grounds one over to short. Jackson on the play, throws it over to Hannah as it gets away from her as it's in the turf. I was going to say dirt, but there's no dirt out here. Does get away from her enough to where Luna is able to circle the bases, going from second all the way to home. She scores on the play. Reyes has to hold it first, where she is safe. Give that error to Jackson on the play as that throw was low. It's going to bring up Abby Gu. 6th game now as things start to get interesting. On the play, Reyes trying to steal second. She's out, and that will end the inning as Beisch guns her down at second base. But again, not before. Skagit able to get 3 runs here. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Shoreline 9, Skagit 6. You're watching STSPN.com. And welcome back to STSPN.com. Steve Willits from Meridian Fields, where the Skagit Valley Cardinals are making this game a little bit more interesting now. They pick up 3 runs in the top half of the 5th inning, cutting the Shoreline lead in half. It is now 9-6. And Jillian Rabin, who has reached base on an error back in the second base and struck out in the third, is now up for the 3rd time. Rabin shows bunt, pulls the bat back. Got a 1-1 count. 2-1 count rather, as they now correct the scoreboard. Ball 3, that ball bounces up to the plate. Chloe Gardner continuing to pitch. If you're just tuning in, she came in relief for Casey Luna after the 2nd inning, and Gardner has only given up 1 run after 2 innings so far. Ball is bunted towards third, and trying to make the play from her knees is the third baseman. That was Maiwa on the play. Came in charging in knowing that the bunt was going to be laid down by Rabin and was able to get to the ball but stumbled onto the turf. Trying to throw the ball from her knees and just did not get off an accurate throw at all, and the ball was able to sail into shallow right field, and on the play, Rabin ends up on first. We'll give her a single on that play. It's going to be a tough play either way, and she's going to take off trying for the steal. Ooh, and it hits her right in the head. Fortunately, she's wearing that helmet. Gets up smiling. The throw from the catcher, Hallman, floated a bit and happened to get there at the same time as Jillian Rabin's head. Slides into the plate, and that is why they wear batting helmets right there. Sarah Cassell up for her 4th at bat of the game. 2 for 2 on the day. She's reached base 3 times so far. 2 singles and has also reached on an error. Has scored twice already. That ball gets away. So she caught part of that one, so it's a strike. 2-1 is the count. A lot of speed out there right now. You've got Raven at second base. Cassell, who leads the conference in stolen bases, is on base. She bunts this one into the air. Gardner able to make the catch. Cassell is retired. 1 away on the play. Raven having to scoot back to second base. Wind continues to blow here, and if anything, it's picked up a little bit. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the 6th inning. Shoreline up 9-6. Inside, ball 1, 1-0. Gardner not wasting any time. She's ready for the next pitch. In the dirt and on the play, Raven hustles down to third. Holloman recognizes that she does not have a play. Holds the ball and allows Raven to slide into third safely. Give her another stolen bases. I think she was going to go regardless. That ball is lined sharply down left field, but foul. Emily Jackson stands at the plate with a 2-1 count. Jackson 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of singles as well as a ground out. Brandy Hannes in the on-deck circle. Jackson trying to bunt that one, catches a piece of it but fouls it behind her. 2-2 count. Raven stands over at third base. Jackson lines that one into left field and deep. Heading back on the ball is Gu. Ball hits off the base of the fence just inside the fair line. Jackson's going to try for the triple. Slides head first and is safe. Great play by Emily Jackson as she hit that ball straight down the left field line. It lands right on the white line at the base of the fence and then manages to ricochet back up into the field, and Abby Gu had to give it a long run just to get to it. Jackson picking up the RBI as Raven comes in to score on the play. Makes it a 10-6 game here in the 5th inning. And Brandy Hannes at the plate. Inside, ball 1, 1-0. Jackson now with 3 hits on the day, 2 singles to go along with her RBI triple. Hannes hits that one sharply underneath the glove of the diving shortstop Foster. Coming in to score easily on the play is Jackson. Giving Shoreline their 11th run of the game. Hannes standing over on first with the RBI single. Now we'll bring up the catcher, Hannah Beisch. Beisch 2 for 3 on the day. Looking to do some damage here in the 5th. High ball 1, 1-0 is the count. Gardner adjusts the ball, gets it where she wants it, and Beisch lines it into left field. Base hit right over the head of Maiwa at third. Brandy Hannes easily trotting down to second base, standing up. Beisch in at first. We're going to get a timeout here for Skagit Valley as Gardner, who was cruising right along for those first 2 innings of pitching, getting beat up a little bit here in the 5th inning. 2 runs already across, 2 more runners on base with only 1 out. Chelsea Foster at the plate. And while they continue to meet at the mound, we're going to take a quick break here. You're watching STSPN.com. All right, the conference at the mound is over, and we're back to action here as Chelsea Foster steps in. Gardner's pitch is low. Holloman doing a nice job of stopping that one as it bounces quickly off the turf into her glove. A 1-0 count. Foster 1 for 2 on the game so far. Hits that one into foul territory. Everybody giving chase to it, and it hits the fence and out of play. Foster with a 1-1 count. Foster reaching base on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. She singled in the second, struck out in the fourth. She awaits the Gardner pitch. That riser gets her strike 2 as she swings and misses at it. 1-2 count. Brittany Crampert on deck. Foster fouls that one off just barely to stay alive. 1-2. Avoids the strikeout by making contact. Foster coming into this game batting .313 on the season. And drills that one right down the left field line, fair. Gu makes the stop on it, can't come up with it. Coming in to score is Brandy Hannes. Hannah Beisch advances to third, and on the play, Foster gets on into second base with a double. Makes it a 12-6 game. As Shoreline countering the 3 runs that Skagit Valley put up in the top half of the inning with 3 of their own here in the 5th. Now doubled up Skagit 12-6. Crampert, the pitcher who's gone the distance so far for Shoreline, now standing at the plate, looking to help her own cause and give herself a little more of a cushion with that 6-run lead. Swings and misses, strike 1, 1-1 is the count. 2 runners on in scoring position. Beisch on third, Foster on second. Only 1 out here in the 5th. She lines that one underneath the shortstop's glove. On the play, Foster able to bat it down and slow it down a bit. Beisch is in to score as well as Foster. It's now a 14-6 ball game. It's probably worth mentioning now, too, that there is a 10-run rule here after the 5th inning of play. So Crampert, who that was I stand corrected. It is an 8-run rule in the doubleheader, so it is a 14-6 victory as that is game over. As Brittany Crampert, the starting pitcher who gets the victory, also ends the game with a 2-run single. So Shoreline 14 runs, Skagit Valley 6. The first game is over. We're going to take a quick break right now, but when we come back, and actually we'll take probably about a 20-minute break. This second game of the doubleheader is scheduled to start at 3 o'clock. We'll try to come back on the air maybe a few minutes early. But at this point, we're going to take a quick break. Your final score once again here in Game 1 of a doubleheader. The Shoreline Dolphins 14, the Skagit Valley Cardinals 6 after 5 innings. You are watching STSPN.com.